Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. This episode of Welcome Home is brought to you by DVC Rental Store. Thank you for joining us on episode 357 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom, here with Trevor. How's it going, Trevor?
Hey, I was having so much fun talking with you before the show that I completely forgot why we were here.
Oh, that we were doing a podcast?
That we were here to actually do a podcast because we were having a great conversation about Homestar Runner.
Yeah, we were doing some nostalgia.
And I'll just leave that there for anybody who knows what Homestar Runner is. And you can, don't worry about it. It's an internet thing. It's fine.
We were talking about this before the show because we were kind of geeking out about it. And it's one of those things where it's like it's 25 years old at this point, but there's still like new things being done with it. And there's, I was a big fan of this web. This was like one of those, like, I don't want to say it was early internet, but it was kind of early internet.
It is early internet. I would consider it like early. I mean, like early 2000s internet had a very particular flavor to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean I don't even know if like at that point things were like, I mean I guess things were going viral, but this was not something that this was almost like it's like an inside joke that you found out about through friends. You know what I mean?
It was a web. It was a if you know kind of website. Like yeah,
exactly. And I mean I don't know how many people because it's funny. One of the things we were talking about before this was how many people actually even know what Homestar Runner was. And I have no idea. I mean, I honestly don't know. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, Tom and I were just having a fun conversation about because there is some stuff related to it coming to Walkabout Mini Golf, which Tom and I both play. And so we were going down that rabbit hole. But yeah, it was just funny that like I was like fully into it and I was like, oh yeah, and we still have to do a podcast.
We still got to do that. Yeah. I was actually doing some more trip planning today because
nice.
I don't know when this happened, but I got like really bad at planning vacations. Like, and maybe it's just I'm like tired from like work and everything else. And I'm just like, I think my mom's going to join us for a couple days, right? Because as you guys know, she lives right down the road. And, I was just kind of trying to coordinate all that in my head and figure out when she should come and everything. And then I was thinking to myself, I don't even know what parks we're doing, what days for this trip.
Oh my goodness.
We used to have it like so planned out where it was like, we're doing this park this day, we're doing this park this day. And I just I haven't even thought about it. I mean, we booked some dining reservations, but for the most part, the dining reservations are outside of the parks. And we plan on doing park hoppers anyway. So we just kind of were like, we weren't really
wherever you show up is where you show up.
Kind of, yeah. Like, which is weird, and I don't feel okay about it. Like, because like I said, we used to have it so regimented, and now we kind of have an idea of what we're doing. I just kind of keep forgetting what exactly we're doing. I also haven't bought tickets yet. I kind of need to do that at some point, but not really. I mean, like I don't need to do it now. It's not like they sell out, So it's
And I mean, I guess like the only reason to really be on top of the ticket purchases is, if you're going at a time of year where like park attendance can reach capacity, you definitely want to I know they don't do the park reservation things.
When's the last time
anymore,
that even happened though? Like,
I mean, usually it like around the holidays, they usually hit capacity and like Magic Kingdom and stuff. But I mean, outside of that, the only other reason to purchase like way ahead of time, or not way ahead of time, but like a week ahead of time is for booking lightning lanes, because you can book lightning lanes a little bit early. But again, to your point, like, do you even need to? It's kind of honestly a good question to ask at this point. Is like, do you really need to be planning that hard? Because like we were used to doing it for so many years. But maybe it's okay that you're not, and maybe it's just you're sitting in the uncomfortableness of like you used to do that, and now it's okay that you're not doing that.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just was so used to doing it one way, and I just don't do it.
I mean,
which is fine, actually. I'm fine with it. I don't feel any anxiety about it, right? Like, we'll figure it out. Like, it was a bigger deal when you had to book the fast passes 60 days, then you really had to think about it. And I just don't have to do that anymore. I can figure it out a week ahead of time and be good, So it's just like low on my priority list, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very interesting observation of just how things have changed at Disney.
They've really changed.
And you know, I agree with you. I'm okay with it, although there is a part of me that like the fact that you don't have like park days figured out, like to me, I think that's the extent that I want to do park hopping is, you know, just knowing that at least I have a rough idea of where I'm going every day, because or I guess if in my family, if I say like, what do you guys want to do today? I get a lot of it, especially like, you know, I have a teenage son, you know, where do you want to go? Oh, like it's, yeah, it's like, and then, you know, if I pick, then it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's like, well, then tell me what you want. Right. Like, so I like the idea of like, okay, here's what we're doing. This is no longer a discussion. You know, this is happening and you're going with it. And I guess in my family, that works because I put it out to everybody for discussion. And then if I don't get anything back, I say, okay, I made an executive decision.
No, I'm making the decision.
Yeah. This is happening now. And if you don't like it, you had your opportunity to speak up. So, yeah. So that's the only reason that I'm like, if I haven't planned out days, I like that to me feels like the gap that I'm missing, right? So
I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, should we? Well, first of all, by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I don't think we. I think we probably neglected to do that for Mother's Day. Maybe we did.
No, we did mention Mother's Day. We did. We did. You know, wish all of our mothers a happy Mother's Day. And so same thing to all the dads out there doing the Disney planning or not, I guess.
Not, yeah. Just along for the ride, that's okay too.
Every family's different. Sometimes it's the mom doing all the planning, sometimes it's the dad, but
if you're the passenger prince, you know, just go with it, you know.
Yeah, if you're just there for the smiles and the you know, the Dole Whip, then that's fine too. So
to be honest though, if you're not the planner, you're probably not listening to this show. Like that's
no, that's not true.
So? No?
I believe we have a range of people that listen to the show, and I think people that aren't planners that listen to the show, I think it's, you know, it's not that they're looking for like super detailed nuance of things going on at Disney, but I'm sure it's just of a general Disney interest. And you know, I guess for our listeners out there, you know, share where you sit on that spectrum, because, you know, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a couple DVC items today that we can talk about. In fact, the first whole half of the show, we're going to talk about some DVC stuff.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So this one's a fairly quick one though, Trevor, because what has been revealed, and they did this last year. They've been doing this at the parties. Where if you're going to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this year on certain dates, which I don't know why they just don't do it all of the dates. It just seems kind of, you know, unnecessary to do it certain dates, but whatever. But on certain dates, if you go to the Halloween party, you can stop by McKim's Mile House over at Frontierland and members can get a special keepsake of some sort. They haven't said what the keepsake's going to be, but you know. Yeah, I mean, usually it's I
don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to remember what it was for Christmas.
Yeah, we got an ornament from the party, but
we got one of those not
the DVC member specific thing. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you have to go back and look at that. But yeah, again, you know, the fact that they're offering it, you know, they're trying to give people, you know, a little bit of extra incentive that, you know, if you're going to the Halloween party, you get something special because you're a DVC member, which
last year it was a party themed tote bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
which is nice.
Yeah,
I like free stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never say no to free stuff. So
yeah, free stuff is always good. So that's a thing you can do if you're going to be there. They haven't said what the keepsake is, and they also they said the only on specific weekend or weekday nights. So they haven't even said what dates it's going to be there. It seems to be if you're going to be at the party, go stop by McKim's, see if they have it going on. Right, yeah, like that's kind of.
I would go so far as just, you know, maybe go and you know have a conversation with the cast member there. You know, if you are there for the party, don't just like. You know, if you're not there for the party, don't try and like get the party swag, you know, but yeah, you know, I think, you know, during the party, you know, it's fair to go and ask the question, right?
Yeah. Just ask, right?
So
Yeah.
I know you have these in order. I think we should talk about item C before we talk about item B.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that because item B is too cool to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna string this along for a minute because I'm sure people want to know about it, and we're gonna come back to that. So you have to wait.
Everyone knows what it's gonna be. Anybody that follows DVC News knows.
So be patient and wait your turn. We are going to talk about the Saratoga Springs reimagined treehouse villas first.
Yeah, the treehouse villas. Yeah, I've actually almost stayed here like several times. There's always availability at the treehouse villas. And
they are beautiful. You have to admit they are fantastic rooms.
Yeah, I mean, and this refurbishment looks pretty great. I mean, these there's got some amazing bunk beds in here. I mean, which they had before, but they look like they maybe updated them. Yeah. But see, some of the enhancements. Let's see, what do they got here?
A lot of little details and a lot of like. I guess what I'm noticing about this is there's a lot of wood finish, but they are giving it a lot of like. There's some good color that they've added to it as well. Like it doesn't. I'll admit I've stayed at not at Saratoga Springs, but I've stayed at rooms like this in like, in Banff and stuff like that in Alberta because there's lots of lodge type places you can stay, and a lot of them are like love doing just like here's gray. Right. Or like here's wood and gray. And I'm glad that Disney's not doing that. Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. It's just like, because it's so easy to get everything in gray. And I'll admit, like, I did like the flooring in my kitchen in gray because I didn't want to deal with like, or it was like, well, it won't show like marks and it's, it's neutral. Right. And I get that. But it's like, I want some color in my Disney resort. I want it to pop. I want it to, feel nice. And they've definitely hit that with these renos.
Yeah, I've always wanted to stay here. Honestly, I think my biggest problem with the tree is not the tree houses is not what they look like; it's where they're located.
I mean, if you're wanting the tree houses are definitely you're wanting a quiet getaway at Disney.
For sure. It's just like it's Saratoga's already challenging to me just because of the size and where the bus situation is. And then if you look at where like the tree houses are, it's even like kind of further out than everything else, which is what you want, right? Because you want to be kind of in the woods and have that quiet. But it's just, I don't know, the convenience of it. I will stay here someday. I am pretty confident of that, but it's also, it sleeps 9 guests. So it's one of those things where it's got to be like a big family vacation kind of thing,
I think that's debatable.
You stay here with 3 people?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, well, look at that. You're digging this, huh?
Yeah, and I'll say this. I know what you're talking about, like the location, and everything. Yeah, the way that I would handle booking these rooms is this would be like at the end of the trip where I have like you're already tired and you just want to have a couple of days to just relax and you're like. Staying around the resort and maybe, and the nice thing is like Saratoga, it's like you're going as far as like Disney Springs, right? Like if I was just like resort and Disney Springs, these would be perfect.
Yeah.
Like I would be absolutely digging these rooms.
Yeah. I've always thought they looked really cool and I've always wanted to do it. But one of these days, but it's really, they really are the refurbishments that they're doing are really nice.
Yeah. I like again, just talking about the details. I'm looking at all the pictures here. I see there's some Gus. There's some, I guess that's from, or the pictures from Cinderella. But I first second thought that was actually Archimedes from Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of little bits and pieces. Like I love the is that supposed, or again, the gecko, is that supposed to be the little fire gecko from Frozen, or is that
Pascal?
Yeah, or is that, or it could be Pascal, could be, yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell, honestly. But I guess that's the interesting thing is that I'm sure that, that it's very deliberate, whatever they did. Maybe.
I think it's the fire one from Frozen.
Yeah. And then there's like Fox and the Hound and stuff. Like, I love that it's like, there is very clearly all these little nods to different IPs and stuff, but it's not, or they're there and some of them are hidden and, it's not, they're not hitting you over the head with it, but it's definitely feels like a Disney resort, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm just looking back at some like old pictures because I'm trying to remember because I've looked at pictures of this resort before, but I couldn't remember what it looked like compared to what it looks like now. And really they've brightened the wood up a lot. They like you said, they brightened the colors up because the wood before was kind of a darker wood, and it was it was a lot more rustic,
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the wood color that they chose is definitely a lot brighter.
It's a lot brighter. Yeah, they definitely did stained it a much brighter color, and really brightened up these. I feel like they just kind of like modernized them, as opposed to having like this kind of like real wood kind of look that they had before. And what I mean by that is like the bunk bed's made out of like looks like it's made out of like sticks. Like now they have it's much more modern.
It's this is like cut lumber versus like thrown together lumber.
but it still looks really like natural and nice furniture. It's just not as like cartoony, maybe.
That's exactly it. It's it's trying to do a caricature of like a rustic lodge versus like a modern rustic lodge. And like I said, obviously my point of reference is living near the Rocky Mountains. For years I've been going to places that look like this without all the Disney accents, and this is looking like those kind of resorts that I've stayed in. So I mean, this is great. I'm here for it for sure.
Yeah, this looks really great. Good to see the treehouse is getting some love, and I like all the little hidden character stuff. Also, just the fact that putting the Fox and the Hound in there, which is not exactly an IP that people talk about. It's so weird, but cool.
It is, and it's also like, I mean, the Fox and the Hound is like a Disney IP that deserves some attention and everything, but
sure, yeah,
I can't watch it and not like. It gets me in my feels too much. And,
I get it,
I don't. That and Up, like,
dude, Up is tough.
I don't want to feel like that when I'm watching a Disney show.
Which one wrecks me? I talked about this before. Pixar short Feast.
Oh yeah,
that one. I don't know why that one killed. Maybe it's because I just
Feast and Kit Bull is the other one. Have you watched Kit Bull?
What is that one?
It's the little stray cat and the pit bull.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You've never watched Kit Bull?
No, I feel like I need to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to do like if it's gonna make me like emotional. I don't.
you will need a box of tissues when you watch it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about.
I was bawling when I watched it.
Yeah, see, like I don't know what it is about Feast that gets me. Is like once I had my daughter, then kind of like. Then it started getting me, like just like that Disney Cruise Line commercial that they put out recently that is on their website. Anytime you log in,
with the father and with his kid going out or they're going out for the walk. Yeah. Oh man,
dude, that commercial is brutal.
Yeah,
like brutal.
I love those, but also it's like the thing I hate most about those. we're going down this rabbit hole.
That's fine.
It's fine. The thing I hate most is that I will get those and it'll be like 9:30 in the morning and I'm sitting at work and I watch it and then I'm like, I have a meeting in 5 minutes. I have to I have to compose myself.
I got to get it together.
Yeah. I should know better. Yeah. I should know better than to watch those at work. And I still do it to myself anyway.
I have noticed Disney's always done this, but I feel like they've been doing it more lately where the commercials have very much been like, your kid is only this age for this long, kind of thing. And that's like, because that's like all the commercials now is like, your kid's going to grow up, get to Disney now before they do.
Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Yeah.
And I mean, it's effective because it's true. And I think we all like feel that way, and it's just, effective.
I'm on the tail end of that where I look at, I still have trips I want to do with my son, but it's also like he's an adult and I'm looking at and going like, it's different. Like I remember the 10-year-old version of him, but also I'm happy that I have the, 18-year-old version of him in front of me. But it's like, I wish I could have had more time with the 10-year-old version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Trust me, I think about that all the time because whenever we're doing trips like this, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, it's all this money and stuff like that. But I'm like, I want to do these things now, and I hope that she will enjoy them when she's older, but I don't know if she will, and she might not.
My son says it all the time is, he acknowledges the fact that, what we've gotten to do because of, DVC and all that. He knows that it's special. He knows that like none of his friends have gotten to do that. And he sees where, we got to take him in to do things that, for me also was, living vicariously through, stuff I didn't get to do as a child. I wish I could have gone to Disney every year when I was a child, and not to fault my parents. They were working with what they got, and we were lucky we got to Disneyland as many times as we did when I was growing up. But, my son, getting to take my son and do that, I'm super grateful for it. But at the same time, it's also sad because you wish you could just do it forever and you can't.
Yeah, of course. Now we're getting all in our feels in this episode.
I know. Well, okay, you can blame that on the Fox and the Hound in the Saratoga Springs.
Just to bring it back together, though, there's a picture here, and it's kind of hard to see. And I didn't notice it the first time I looked at it, but there's like a bunch of square pictures in the kitchen on the above, like the where the microwave is and everything.
Oh yeah,
I didn't really think anything of it, but I'm looking at it. The one all the way to the right is Spike the Bee.
Yeah, that's I saw that, but
I totally missed it when I first saw it. And actually, the middle one almost looks Figment-y kind of somehow. I don't know what it is.
I can't make it any bigger.
It looks like a lightning bug, but for it, I know it's not Figment. It almost looks like a lightning bug, but I can't tell. And then I get all the way to the left, looks like an ant, and maybe it's the what was the ant's name from Bug's Life? Why am I forgetting his name?
Flick.
Oh my gosh,
it's Flick, right?
It's Flick. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So is that him all the way to the left? I don't know. It kind of looks like it. It's hard to tell though in these pictures. It really is. So I don't know. I like all the little references here though. This is great. Every time I think of Fox and the Hound too, I don't know why this makes me. Maybe it's the same era. I always think of. Do you remember the movie Homeward Bound?
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. I think Homeward Bound was. I want to say it was either 70s or 80s, and I think Fox and the Hound was.
No, Homeward Bound was 93. Man, that was 93.
Was it? I thought. Okay, maybe it was.
Yeah. That was.
I'm thinking of something else. Then there was They did a few.
You thinking Milo and Otis, which was in the 80s?
Maybe that because there was a few of those animal adventure movies.
Yeah, right? That was like a whole thing in like the mid 80s to like the early 90s.
Yeah,
those talking animal movies.
Yeah,
right?
where the animals are like actually narrating whatever they're doing. Yeah,
there's Milo and Otis, Homeward Bound. There was Beethoven was big during that time.
I think I might have been thinking Milo and Otis.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Funny story. When a friend of mine named their kids that, not knowing about the movie.
Ooh,
just named each one of their kids separately Milo.
Do they get that question all the time? Or?
Yeah. Well, I literally one of our friends brought it up. I was like, "Oh, was it because you guys love that movie?" They're like, "What movie?" It's like it was really funny.
I mean, to be fair, I would also, if I made a decision like that where I'm like, I'm naming like my dogs after like a reference or whatever, I would probably do the same thing where someone's like, "Oh, you must really love this," and I'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. To be fair, they only named one of their kids, one of those names, not both. I should take that back. I should clarify, but it was still funny because we were like, "Oh, where did that name come from?" Milo and Otis, and they were like, "What is that?"
I mean. Yeah, I know of people that have named their kids Otis in recent history too. So yeah,
I remember watching that. This is going to be a really dated reference, just because it doesn't really happen anymore. But when I had chickenpox, I had chickenpox, and my best friend had chickenpox, and we were watching Milo and Otis. That's just kind of a funny thing. Back before you could have vaccines for these things. But anyway. So I don't know. This looks good.
Saratoga Springs is bringing up
some feels for us.
Interesting stuff. Yeah. But again, I think that just honestly really speaks to like the thought that they put into these refurbs is it's clearly there. It's not like, I know, at various points we've kind of gotten on, Disney's choices with modernizing some of these places, and sometimes it's like it's hard to find that balance, right, where it's like either it becomes like too sterile and boring, or they go over the top too much, and it feels too like I said earlier, like a caricature of what it should be. Yeah. But this hits that right balance. Like it's got the flair, it's got the Disney stuff going on, but it also is just honestly a nice hotel to stay in. Like it's
yeah. It looks great. I will definitely consider this one. Although, not gonna lie, Trevor, I can't stop talking. Every time I see something new about this next one, I can't avoid it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. All right.
Yeah, listen, I know we've been talking about Lakeshore Lodge a lot, but Disney is trickling out all sorts of news about this, and
it deserves the attention.
We cannot ignore this.
Yeah, it honestly deserves the attention because, whoa, like
this is gonna be. This is. I don't think it's even exaggerating to say that this is going to be the best Disney resort pool, like easily, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is. Oh my gosh! It's hitting so many.
It's very cool
things. So what is? I'm trying to. Okay, so it's called the Wetlands, right? Yeah. So the entire complex that is the swimming pool area is called the Wetlands. It's giving a little bit of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground.
Yeah.
Like with the the giant reeds and all that. With the lazy river going around, there's like giant sculptures of animals, and it looks. The funny thing is that it looks like nature, or it looks like you're at a lake, but obviously you're not. You're in a Disney resort, but they are treating it very much. It's giving the vibes of like when you went to the lake as a kid, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm feeling that.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that they themed the pool area to Pocahontas, specifically from one lyric within Colors of the Wind, "The heron and the otter are my friends." And then they've got otters, they've got herons, and it's the area. There's that whole area called Heron Shores, which will
it's Otter Springs.
Yeah, and Otter Springs, and so you'll have it says. Exploration and hands-on play with imaginative climbing features, while just around the river bend, Otter Springs comes to life with interactive water features where little ones can cool off as they splash and slide. So there's like giant otter sculptures, and the one of them is just shooting water out of its mouth and looks like ears too. And then the other one is the water slide for the kids area. And then there's just this really cool splash pad area.
Yeah, I have never been so jealous of a kids splash pad area.
I'm going in there. What do you? Unless they kick me out.
You can. I can't do that.
You can.
It's. No.
Just it's fine. Just pretend like you're talking to one of the kids. Not a specific.
No.
Just like Johnny over there.
No. We're not doing that.
Nah, you're fine. It's fine.
So you get yourself kicked out of the area.
No. Also, but just going back though too, there's like over the lazy river, there's like this bridge that kids can run across, and it looks like these are like water playgrounds. Like, is that?
Yeah. It looks like there's like a larger playground structure, and then like you said, it just goes right over top of the lazy river, which. Again, aptly named Daydream River. Like I'm looking at this, like I'm just imagining how many laps I could do in this lazy river.
So many, so many. You could fall asleep there and just
and then wake up and it's like, I'm just in like the day. It's there goes the cottontails and and then again, I mean we're talking about like those areas. I mean the pool itself also like. It doesn't look over the top for as far as a pool goes, but again, with the concept art, it's another zero entry pool, which I think most of the deluxe resorts.
I think they only do zero entry now.
Yeah, which again totally makes sense because it's it's a very family friendly thing. But it has like the standard
looping
features.
Water slide.
Yeah, the usual. They have a water slide. It looks like there's a nice bar or something there that.
Like a little outdoor restaurant, almost like they have at Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, and it's there's just so many things to this that it's like the crazy thing is we've talked about how there needs to be more pool features like this. Like this, you can spend days in a pool area like this. which is interesting because it does pose a challenge, I guess, to Disney. You know, they don't want to make it too good because they don't want people, you know, hanging out at the resort all the time and not going to the parks.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I kind of want to do that, but also I wouldn't like I wouldn't want to go there and just go for this resort, but I do. Like it's a very interesting position that Disney's put themselves in with this. The other interesting thing too is because of this opening up, this is going to take some pressure off of Beach Club, right?
Oh, yeah, because, maybe
because you know a lot of people were you know after Beach Club because it is a unique resort, has similar features to this. You know, I think the one thing that's different is, you know, they have like the sand bottom pool, which I understand why they wouldn't do that here. It's like sand bottom pools are very hard to maintain and all that, but this is going to be rivaling Beach Club for like best pool on property or best water.
If it's like the concept art, it already wins to me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's 100%. It does. And like I said, it's a very interesting thing that, you know, Disney's setting a new precedent for themselves here that, you know, the next one they do after it has to be just as good, but it's going to be disappointing if it's not.
Yeah. So that's true. You know, one of the other things it says in here, Trevor, too, is it says at the heart of the wetlands will be Lakeside Lagoon, and that's the zero entry pool you talked about with the water slide. But then it said tucked away on the opposite side of the resort is Perspective Pond, which will be home to a leisure pool and whirlpool spa, perfectly positioned for views of Magic Kingdom fireworks in the evenings.
So that was where we talked about is the what we thought was going to be the DVC side. So that's
is that what they're talking about, or is
I think so?
Okay, because I'm wondering if that was my first thought too, Trevor. It was like, okay, well, it's that other pool that's on the other side that we thought was going to be the DVC side, but it said like when it says like the opposite side of the resort, so I guess that would make sense. It's not like the opposite side of the pool; it's the opposite side of the resort, right?
Yeah, and also thinking about the positioning of the resort, you know, looking at the maps and everything.
Yeah,
where this whole area is, or you know, with the lazy river and everything, the view towards Magic Kingdom is blocked by the one side of the building. So it's not going to have a view. But then, like you said, you know, if you go to the other side of that, you have an alcove that is going to be looking towards Magic Kingdom,
which is going to be a popular thing at night for sure. Like night swimming is going to be a big thing at this resort because people are going to go into this pool specifically to watch the fireworks from there. Like that's going to become a thing.
Which that's the funny thing about that is, you know, if people are going to watch the fireworks, that's actually a great time to be in the main pool as well because it'll be less busy and you can, you'll have, you know, a quieter experience in the main pool. So again, they're posing a lot of difficult choices here. Like because like this is this is the best case scenario for Disney, a resort like this, because they're making people have to choose between like all these wonderful features of this new resort, plus you're in the middle of, you know, Disney World at large.
Yeah.
And
this is how they keep you coming back, man.
and this is how I convince myself that I need enough points to stay there for 2 weeks instead of 1 week going forward.
Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah. That's how they do it, man. That's how they get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not mad. I am not mad at all. Like it's really good. I'm excited.
I am so excited for this. I cannot wait to stay here. This will be, once this opens, this will be my next resort stay for sure. Mm-hmm. I did notice another thing in this article, Trevor. It says, as guests make their way along a scenic path through the recreation area, they'll uncover fun facts about the local flora and fauna that surrounds them. Keep an eye out for a special plaque that honors a beloved historic attraction that once stood in this very spot. Clearly, that's
it'll be a river country.
Yeah. So that's nice that they're going to honor it. I assume there's also going to be more than just that. They tend to put Easter eggs for things like this, you know, so I assume there's going to be river country Easter eggs kind of spread around because this entire spot is on where river country was. And so, you know that there's, I feel like a plaque is just probably not the end of what they're going to do, you know?
I feel like there's opportunity to talk about river country stuff, and then also Discovery Island is nearby as well.
It's true, yeah.
Which you know, it's a good way for them to kind of talk about like you said, some of the history of what's been in that area and how things have evolved at Disney World over time. And I would bet, like you said, there'll be a plaque in the area. I wouldn't be surprised if you find more tidbits like throughout the hotel, because they love doing that too, where it's like, as you're exploring the hotel, you'll find different things, right? Like not just local to where the pool area is.
It's interesting too that we haven't seen a whole lot. I mean, there was concept art that came out. I don't think it came out. I think it like leaked out for the original Reflections of the inside of the resort, right? Like the rooms and everything. But we really haven't seen much of that from Disney officially yet. So I think that's probably the next place they're going to go. Everyone's talking about the pool, but next, we're going to be talking about the lobby and stuff like that, right?
Oh, guaranteed. But if you think about it from a timing standpoint, we just finished talking a bunch about Saratoga Springs. Disney doesn't want to take the spotlight away from various projects that they're doing. So I'm sure that it was a very deliberate thing that, we're talking about the pool here, but not any of the other features of the resort, because they'll trickle that out over time. And, if they released a bunch of stuff about, the lobby and the rooms and everything alongside the Saratoga Springs refurb, that just takes away from the Saratoga Springs refurb.
It does. Yeah. So, that stuff's going to come out. I mean, but if I'm assuming it seems like they've kept pretty much the same plans from Reflections. I mean, and made some changes.
For the most part. I think that the room interiors, I can see them, they probably will want to modernize that, and I'm sure there'll be changes to it. I don't know that it'll be
no, the original art was very modern, actually. So the original that came out was very modern.
That's still modern as of like 4 years ago.
Yeah. It was,
so there's still room for them to, and I'll point out that, to that point, 4 years ago, everything was a lot of, grays and, modern design was kind of flat. I feel, and maybe this is just me, I feel like there was a period there where everybody was like, let's just do everything in neutral colors, because then it can be whatever you want to be. And I feel like people are kind of realizing that, hey, no, you actually got to like put some color into what you're designing. So I feel like Disney is starting to do that. But.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing this concept art back in 2019. Oh God, it's been that long since they've been talking about this.
Yep. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that though. It was very it was very. I think it still is pretty modern. I would say, but even for now, but. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to see what it's going to look like, because we really don't know, right? And I remember a lot of people were, criticizing the outside of Reflections at the time, saying it looked like a dorm and all that stuff. But, if I'm looking back at the old concept art that was out there for Reflections, it's very similar to what we've got going on now. So,
yeah,
which is fine. I liked it. I was excited about Reflections, man. I was bummed when it got delayed.
I'll be honest, saying it looks like a dorm. Like, what are you expecting for a hotel? Yeah. Like, I don't know how many other ways you can design a hotel.
Also, listen, concept art never does anything justice, right? Like it over exaggerates some things, but also downplays some things. Like if you look at really closely at the concept art, some of these, there's some walls that just look green, but then look closer, there's all kinds of art on this, right? Or there's trees that are painted. It's from far away without looking at the details. It looks way different than if you get a closer look. These are, just more difficult to see. And when you go, and listen, you can look at all the pictures in the world you want of Wilderness Lodge or of Animal Kingdom Lodge, but when you walk into that lobby, the pictures don't do justice, right?
Yeah.
Because we would just sit sometimes when we'd stay at Wilderness Lodge and just watch people walk in for the first time, and you just see them look up and go, whoa, because it's pretty awe-inspiring when you do it, and that's it's really kind of fun to watch that. So I feel like pictures don't do everything justice, and especially concept art where things can change. But listen, if this pool ends up looking anything like the pictures, it's going to be so awesome.
Well, yeah, it's already sizing itself up to be, heads and shoulders above every other resort pool at this point, which, I mean, that's a bit of a problem. It kind of feels like everyone else, we're kind of going like, really? you can't make ours look a little bit nicer. But I also get too that it's like, without like completely like stripping down and redoing entire sections of a resort. Of course, it's you're going to stay where you stay, and that's it. And if you really want to stay at Lakeshore Lodge, you will stay at Lakeshore Lodge. Well, one thing to your point about like looking at the concept art and like the little details, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the walls that like you were talking about, like with the green and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they do like maybe some living walls like they did at the Polynesian.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I can see that happening here, which would be that would be a nice touch. Like it is, because living walls are. I find them incredibly fascinating because it's not just like, oh yeah, it's a bunch of plants, but it's like it's actually very interesting how you have to like maintain a living wall. So
yeah, and listen, if you need to sell 900 DVC rooms, if you need to sell a resort that is the second largest resort you've ever built for DVC, you got to have some great amenities there, man. You got to have things you could sell people on, and that pool is. I'm telling you now, that's going to be something they're showing every person that's looking at new resorts. That's going to sell this resort really nicely. So,
I mean, again, just the concept art of the people on the lazy river and seeing all the sculptures and everything. It's like, yeah, immediately I was like, I want that.
There's a guy, Trevor, in a red tube in the middle of
laying
the picture.
Back.
It just looks like he's like about to take a nap, and that's me.
He's out. He's not about to take a nap. He's out.
The guy in the yellow tube too looks like he's just like straight up passed out.
That's me. That was when my brother and I were at Volcano Bay last year, which I know is not Disney, but it's still the same thing, or same vibe. But there was a point where I was a little bit run down. My feet were killing me. I bought some pool shoes, which I regret buying because they turned out to be really cheap and they actually ended up hurting my feet.
Hurting your feet worse.
Yeah. And so I'd said, my brother was like, well, I want to go hit, the drop slides. And I was like, you do you, I'm going to go hit the lazy river. And that was me. Like, I think I did like 4 laps in the lazy river and it was amazing. Like I just leaned back and was just like, I wasn't fully asleep, but I was far enough asleep that I could ignore everything around me. But of course I was like, making sure that like if I bumped into somebody, I wasn't like falling off my tube or something. Yeah. But like, it was one of those like, that's a great place to have like a middle of the afternoon nap as long as you have sunscreen and you don't cook yourself.
I also have to say though, the statues are cool and all, but if I wake up from falling asleep and I'm that giant heron is staring at my face, I might freak out for a second. But
I'd probably be more like, "Hey, what's up?" Like,
oh gosh, yeah, fall into the wall.
They need names because then when you wake up, you'll be like, "Hey, Dennis," like,
Dennis
the heron. I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So if somebody wants to name them, please go ahead.
Yeah, somebody will.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do our ad, and there's a couple other things to talk about too.
Sounds good. All right. This week, our show is brought to you by DVC Rental Store. DVC Rental Store is a keyholder vacation company that offers magical vacations at incredible value. Save up to 60% off retail rates at premium Disney resorts. DVC Rental Store now includes deposits as low as 25% at the time of booking, and a built-in cancellation policy for every reservation. And as always, DVC Rental Store pays out the most to members looking to rent their points. Want to learn more? Go to dvcrentalstore.com/welcome home or call 1-855-DVC-RENT. That's 382-7368. When you speak to them, be sure to let them know that Welcome Home sent you.
All right. So another thing that was lighting up the Discord is so a bit ago, and I'm pretty sure this is confirmed at this point that this is going to where we think it is. But, those of you that have ever been to the boardwalk over at Disney, which I think is a really cool and unique area in the resort, because it's just like, it's kind of random in a weird way. And also for me,
it doesn't fit anything else at Disney. It is unique.
Yeah. And you're just walking on this boardwalk and there's entertainment and stores. And it's just, it's such an interesting thing. And I love the board. I absolutely love the boardwalk. And part of that is, because I grew up in New Jersey and I grew up going to the boardwalk at the shore in New Jersey. Now, this one is, the one here is based on like Atlantic City and Coney Island. And that's not the ones I used to go to, but it's all the same kind of, it's the same vibes, right? Yeah. So anyway, There was a place called Jelly Rolls that a lot of people really liked. It was a dueling piano bar, right? And that place closed. Jelly Rolls closed, which I think a lot of people were sad about. But we now Disney has given made an announcement about what's going to replace it, and also replace the art store that's right there too, which I didn't actually remember that they closed, but they did. And so what it's going to be called is Hurley-Burly.
Yeah, Hurley-Burly. Yeah, I like that.
I like it. Yeah. It definitely gives you like an idea of what kind of entertainment you're going to be getting there, right? Because yeah. And so it says during the afternoon, guests can drop by for family-friendly activities like trivia and other games with a host. And then at night, it's going to be a live music venue with, for guests 21 and over to unwind with classic coastal-inspired cocktails, tasty light bites, while enjoying a variety of musical entertainment. So it's just not a piano bar anymore, and obviously they kind of rethemed it, but it's a similar kind of thing. It's live. It
looks more like a jazz bar.
It does. Yeah. It almost feels this is almost more of a Disney Cruise Line ship vibe to me. Yeah, okay. Because you have a lot of the places on the ships, you have like trivia and other kids activities during the day, and then at night, you've got the live music and your drinks and all that. It's kind of similar to that kind of situation, where it's a multi-use thing where kids can go during the day, and then it's adults only at night. So
yeah. That brings up an interesting point, because I was kind of in the back of my head, I was thinking about this as not as a reincarnation of Pleasure Island, but maybe continuing that same kind of the same kind of feeling that Pleasure Island gave, which was it was 21 and over centric area. Obviously, it was a little over the top, but they had like the different clubs you could go to, right?
Yeah.
And this feels like, I'm wondering if maybe what Disney's thinking about is, there is always that constant discussion of like, hey, there's obviously it's a theme park, there's stuff for kids, but there is also adults that come to Disney, and there should be spaces that kind of accommodate both. And that's what this seems like to me is, they realize, like you said, Boardwalk again has a particular vibe to it. They're trying to, I feel like, channel or acknowledge the fact that like, hey, Boardwalk is a fun place, with your kids or, to get that Coney Island vibe, but also it is a place as, it's a good place as an adult, as a Disney adult to go and have a more adult experience or, obviously, in the evening, it's like you can go somewhere where it's not families, which I get that, there is a demographic for that, some people want, like you said, it's the same as the cruise ships is, they have those areas where it's like, it's, rightfully so, there's lots of spaces for kids, but this is a nice space for, if you're looking for somewhere to go in the evening that isn't, fighting with people in the parks, this seems like the prime choice.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jelly Rolls has been closed for over a year now, so it's just been sitting vacant over there. And I always hate when they have vacant stuff just sitting around, like I like having like, actual things going on in these places.
It also takes time to build these things too. And I'm sure it took them a little bit of time to figure out what they wanted to do with it. And I'm glad that they like a jazz bar is honestly, I think, the best case scenario because I'm not a huge fan of jazz, but I've actually been to clubs where they have like jazz nights and stuff for various or at various times, and I really enjoyed it. Like it's not something that I want to do all the time, but it's like when you kind of stumble onto it at the right moment, it's like, hey, this is really cool, and it's a really fun experience, right? So
I never actually went to Jelly Rolls, and the only reason I didn't is because it was expensive. It was like really expensive. The cover charge was like, I don't remember what it was. I seem to remember it being like $30 or $40, and I was like, no.
for dueling pianos, right?
Yeah, it just felt like it was a lot. Yeah. Oh well, this says I just Googled this. It's $22 a person, but I remember it being more expensive. But
maybe it's after you get everything. food and drinks and everything. Yeah, it is an expensive thing, right? But I also get why they don't want to just make it open to everybody, because that's also, as we've talked about before, that's a good way that Disney kind of controls these places from becoming too busy. Yeah,
maybe I was just really cheap at the time. I don't know, because everything I'm reading is $18, and I'm like, that's not that bad.
I'll say this: I don't go to bars because I don't want to pay cover charges either. So even like local ones, it's like, oh, it's $10 cover charge. I'm not that interested.
Yeah, especially when I can go over to the Magic, Abracadabra over there, and there's no cover charge.
That's true. Yeah,
and that's more my vibe anyway, right?
So again, different demographics, but I would say, like, I feel, again, the way that they're positioning this, I feel like this is somewhere that I would go into and not having any expectations, be pleasantly surprised with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with, like, a jazz bar seems like a good idea to me.
I agree. It does fit the theme really nicely, and I like the name Hurley-Burly. It feels very old-timey Atlantic City. So.
Yeah, it feels, like you say, Hurley-Burly definitely gives the vibe of like a jazz bar, right? So,
and listen, I don't care what anyone says about Abracadabra. I enjoy that place. I've been there a couple times.
I didn't say anything about it. I mean,
no, but I'm just saying people don't like it. I don't know why. I think it's cool, but
who are these people, Tom? We need to
Magic themes. Come on.
Why would you not like Magic? I love Magic. Like, come on.
People won't like those things. But there's also a new shopping experience too, which doesn't really interest me, but I could see my wife and daughter spending a lot of time here. Which is it's like a what is it called? It's called Basin. On the boardwalk, which is
Basin's in Disney Springs.
Yeah, they have and then so they have these are like handcrafted like soaps and bath bombs and lip balms and shampoos and conditioners, and you can make your own
body care stuff. That if you're into that, great. But I don't think you were. I think you and I ended up in Basin.
We did actually,
and I think
pretty sure we got dragged there.
we got dragged in there, and I was not opposed to it, but I like that. Those kinds of places are not my speed.
Not for me. I'm going to be totally honest too. I have really bad allergies, and a certain sense will send me into like a sneezing fit.
Yeah.
Like, if the wrong perfume is worn around me, I will like seize up. So, and that is not just that kind of stuff. It's this kind of stuff too. But listen, not going to yuck anybody's yum here, man. If you're all about the bath bombs and all that stuff, that's great. And also, here you can do a custom bath tea blending. There's a custom bath tea blending counter, a make your own soap station, and a soap embossing press for personalized soap. Because that's what I want. Is I want soap with my name on it. Just to make sure no one else uses it.
I mean, to be fair, I will say this is, customized soap actually doesn't seem like a bad idea. The other, like the bath bombs and stuff like that, that's not like, again, like you said, for those people that are into it, great. For me, not my thing. But being able to do a customized soap that would probably be the only reason I would be in there.
Yeah. I like whenever there's like interactive stuff you can do in these kind of places, where you can make your own stuff and make custom stuff. And I think that kind of stuff is good.
Yeah.
Enough of that though.
That's kind of, it's an interesting thing, but also not what I would consider a priority when I'm at Disney.
Like I said, my wife will go. She would be into it and spend way too much money there, because I'm sure a custom bar of soap is like $50. They do also, kind of as an aside, they say there's a new quick service restaurant coming to the boardwalk too, but they're not announcing that yet. So I'll take new quick services. I have to tell you though, Jared, my wife has been bothering me to get over to the corn dog place on the boardwalk, because she really wants that giant mozzarella stick that everyone's talking about. Have you seen that?
Isn't it just like it looks like a corn dog, but it's just filled with mozzarella?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Right.
It's a big giant mozzarella stick that costs like $15. I am not in any way saying bad things about this. Did I say it was on a stick? It is on a stick. Okay, it is. Yeah. And
how else are you delivering mozzarella to your mouth, not on a stick?
I mean, I don't know, but the thing, it looks. I mean, it's gigantic. it's kind of ridiculous. But my wife has been she's like, I want to go get that. And I'm like, okay. I really want to get my number one target, Trevor, when I'm at Disney, is this that cookie dough brownie ice cream sandwich thing that everyone's talking about in Animal Kingdom. That is like my number one target. I must get that. So anyway,
I guess your family is going to be confused when you're dragging them over to Animal Kingdom just for.
Oh no, my wife wants it too.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
If they're like, why are we going here? We don't even want to come here.
No, Shush. My daughter loves Animal Kingdom. I do too. It's my favorite park. I love Animal Kingdom.
Right, I forgot. Yeah, you're also going to be over there for the Bluey stuff anyway.
Yeah, we're going to be there for the Bluey stuff. I think we're going to do the elephant tour as well. So,
nice.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know if you've seen pictures of this giant mozzarella stick, but it's $15 and it's huge.
I will admit I tend to ignore things like that because I can't eat it. So.
Oh no, yeah, it's delicious though.
I'm sure it is, but if they made a lactose-free version of it, I would be interested. But otherwise, I'll pass.
Yeah. Well, another thing that's upsetting to my wife is another thing we're going to talk about right now, which is the Eat to the Beat concert schedule, which has now been released and for those that are not familiar with Eat to the Beat, this is the concert series that happens during Food and Wine.
So we have a lineup here, and so you said your wife was excited for this, or
she's very upset because she loves Fitz and the Tantrums, and Fitz and the Tantrums are playing September 13th through 14th, which is not when we are there.
Way after you're there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm actually surprised sometimes at the acts they're able to get at this. Like sometimes it's like bands I've never heard of, and then sometimes it's bands that have like a lot of like pretty big songs that I didn't think would be playing Epcot. But whatever.
Okay. Before we get into the list, I saw a thing from the lead singer of Sugar Ray, because they've done some of these performances, and people somebody was trying to blast them online, being like, hey, go, playing at these at Disney, Epcot, playing at Epcot, your career must be in trouble. And he clapped back with, actually, playing at Epcot is an honor. Like, it shows that you have enough acknowledgement that, a company like Disney is reaching out to you to play. They don't just, take random people. The other thing too is, yes, a lot of these acts are older bands. We always talk about like, oh, I loved them when I was younger or whatever. It's like, yes, sorry, we're getting old, spoiler alert. But, it also gives an opportunity to introduce these bands to newer generations, because people coming there with their families, maybe their kids will pick up on a particular band and start investigating their their albums and stuff. So I don't anybody hating on bands at Disney, like, what are you doing that's getting you invited to Disney to play for a couple of days?
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. I'm just surprised they can get it.
Well, I guess that's the other thing too. Is some of them it feels like, oh, I guess they have time to do it. But I feel like even like super popular bands, they're like, I'll take a vacation for a couple of days. Play a few shows, right?
Yeah. That's why I always assume that like whenever Neil Patrick Harris does the Candlelight Processional, it's just so he can get a free vacation at Disney, right?
It's his yearly trip without having to pay for a DVC.
Exactly. So, exactly. There you go. Right.
But okay, let's get into some of these bands. So I'll admit, there's some on here I know. There's some that I've never heard of before.
There's a lot I've never heard of in here.
The bands start August 27th with Evolution Motown, which I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing it's something to do with Motown, and it's in the name. And then we have Hanson, August 28th to 31st. I haven't heard Hanson in a hot minute,
forever.
But I know that they have been touring, which is so I feel like they're trying to have a little bit of a comeback. And then at the start of September, it's Evolution Motown again. So obviously they broke up their days. now we're going to get into, okay, I guess let's just go down the list. So Warren Treaty, I'm not sure who that is. Never heard of them.
Yeah, I don't know who that
is. The next is Yellow Card. Yellow Card, I know.
Yellow Card. Yeah.
Fly Guys, which not sure.
I actually know who they are because I think I saw them on a cruise ship.
Oh, okay, cool. Great.
They weren't good.
And then we have Couch.
Okay.
And then, like you said, Fits and the Tantrums is, middle of September. Latin Ambition. Again, not sure. Mercy Me, I've heard of, but I can't remember what songs they've done.
Don't know.
Yeah. The next one is this Grupo Mania or group. Yeah.
I don't know what that is either.
Yeah. And then Metro Latino Band, Element, Newfound Glory.
Okay. That's a childhood one right there.
Yeah. So that brings us up to the end of September. Going from September 30th to October 1st is Smash Mouth, which I believe we've talked about. Like Smash Mouth is there's been a lot of change of people who play in Smash Mouth, and I'm not sure if it's actually like.
Well, the lead singer passed away, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So there's that. But also, yeah. So Smash Mouth, Champagne Orchestra. Not sure what that is. Ray Ruse? Don't know. Good. Yeah. I'm just waiting to see if there's any of these that strike anything with you, because I don't know a lot of these. The next one I do know is Tiffany. So that's
Tiffany. Yeah.
That's cool. Some good 80s in there. Viva Latina, The Fray, which I know I know The Fray. I don't know their songs off the top of my head, but I know of the band. Middle of October, we're at October 14th to 15th, is Starship. I do know Starship, another good 80s band.
Starship, yeah.
Yeah. October 16th to 18th, Jacqueline Hayden, not sure. Then Ben Reactor, Alan Stone, Sound Up, Lauren Alania. I don't know any of those. The next one I think is probably the biggest one that I would be hyped for, which is Bowling for Soup. That's at the end of October.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is actually that Bowling for Soup does the theme song to Phineas and Ferb.
So they do. Yeah, they've done a bunch of things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest Disney thing they've done is Phineas and Ferb. But yeah, they have a very well respected repertoire of songs as well. Then we have Southbound, which I'm not sure what that is or who that is. Then Boys to Men. I'm sure my wife would enjoy Boys to Men.
My wife would as well. She actually saw them in concert. So
yeah. This is going into November. Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Okay,
that's an interesting band name. I've never heard of them. November 68th is the M80s. Then Grace Potter, the Beach Boys, and then finishing off with the Hooligans.
All right.
So just reading through all these, I'm looking at this and going like, okay, I know maybe about like 30% of these groups that are playing. So, and I don't want to hate on it because it's like, I don't know a lot of these. So it's like, I don't want to be like, well, I've never heard of them. So whatever. It's like, I'm sure for people, if your favorite band is in there, great. Like, by all means. And, if I happen to be there one of those days and I, happen to discover one of these bands, I wouldn't be against it. But yeah, I just, not a lot of stuff that I know right now. I think we have one more thing on the rundown here. Before we talk about this last thing, actually, I wanted to bring something up. And I know we normally don't talk about these kinds of things.
Controversial things. But, I'm sure for anyone that is paying attention to Disney news, they made some changes to the way transportation works in the or it's coming. They haven't made the change. It's like coming up like immediately. And so they've stopped, or sorry, I guess when you're at Disney Springs, if you go to get on any of the resort buses, it used to just be you could just go get on the buses and nobody said anything. Disney is they're now actually scanning magic bands or making you prove that you have a reservation at a resort, or that you have, whether it's like staying at a resort or you have like a dining reservation or some reason to go to a resort, because people have, I guess, been abusing it, which
I'm going to be honest. The fact that people, didn't want to pay for parking, like the whole reason that they're changing this is because people weren't parking at like Epcot or Magic Kingdom or whatever. They figured out and I'm using air quotes, the hack, right? That you park at Disney Springs because parking there is free, and then get on the resort buses and travel to a nearby resort, and then from the resort to whatever park you're going to. And if it's like Riviera or something, it's like, hey, take the Skyliner in, and that's great. Great hack, except one, it costs you a lot of time, and two, the problem that I think that Disney was running into was that parking, and I saw this, like I was reading some people's reports on this, people were saying that, parking at Disney Springs was way more difficult than it needed to be because there was a lot of people abusing parking at Disney Springs so that they didn't have to park in the parks or, pay for parking and all that, which, I'm just going to go on record as I'm glad that Disney is actually closing this loophole, but also, people who get mad about Disney closing loopholes, it's usually because somebody's doing something to
utilizing the loophole.
Yeah, well, they're abusing something. Like it's always like they're always abusing something, and it's like, and this is always like, this is why we can't have nice things.
I was just going to say this. This comes down to my response to this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. And I want to say this too, because it's a funny thing that so my wife helps us do the postings on Facebook. I know, and your wife helps on Instagram. And my wife sets up she's very organized with it, and like she'll set up questions and stuff that I know, like we see like responses that you guys put out there. I want to I want to actually make a shout out to this, is that this was not deliberate, but my wife actually put the question that went up today, or we're recording this on a Friday. Sorry, you get to see behind the screen a little bit here. And my wife had put up, or one of the questions that got put up today was about what's your favorite Disney transportation, and I saw. So Jeff, one of our listeners, that I've seen Jeff post on things before, and he was kind of being like coy about, like, I want to say it, or I would say it's the bus from Disney Springs to my resort, but I can't say that anymore. But like I had, he was making a joke, and I appreciate it, because the funny thing is that was not planned in any way, shape, or form. It just is like, it's a funny thing of the stars aligning that my wife made a post, or she planned a post to be released, like, she did this like a while ago, because she sets them up ahead of time. And it just so happened to be like right at the time that they announced this change to the Disney transportation. So not intentional, but very, very opportunistic. And yeah, like I said, back to the point of like the actual news on it.
It's not officially, but it's not official from Disney yet, by the way. This is still...
So supposedly it's coming in, or it'll be in effect as of like end of next week, I believe is what they said. So like they're starting to do, and we talked about it, I think, in the past, where it's like they were starting to test like checking people before they hop on the resort buses, but
yeah,
Disney's actually like locking this down, and I'm not mad about it, because I mean, always, I wouldn't be abusing this feature, or, used to be feature, but it's a funny thing how people kind of react to it. Like there's a lot of people, I think, that would agree with us on this. It's like, yeah, of course, like, they should be checking that, people are not, abusing Disney Springs parking to go elsewhere on property. Which, sorry, if that's what you were doing, you got to pay now, just pay for parking. But and I'm gonna say the hot take here too is, if you're balking at the price of parking to stay on Disney property, why are you going to Disney in the first place?
Yeah,
because like that's not the most expensive thing that you're going to be doing in any given day at Disney.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I just wanted to cover that, because it was just like a weird timing thing that happened, and yeah.
Yeah, listen, it's I anytime they try to close like these loopholes, it's people get mad, like you said, the people that get mad are the ones that were utilizing the loophole. So
yeah, and yeah, like I said, it's not an earth shattering thing, but it's honestly like I'm surprised they didn't do it before now.
Yeah,
but
it's really just it's just a way to get rid of people trying to utilize the free parking.
And I'll say this too is I guess if going around Disney Springs, like, or I could imagine like somebody that's just coming there to do shopping, like if my local shopping center that I was going to just had like random people parking in it for nothing to do with the shopping center, I would be annoyed about that.
Yeah,
like,
that would annoy me too.
Yeah, like anybody getting mad because they're not able to do that's like you're the problem. Like it's
yeah. I agree. That's good. Yeah, first of all, the question that your wife posted in the Facebook group, I can't imagine that a single person said the bus is their favorite transportation method, but that would shock me. Because to me, it's Skyliner or monorail, and there's no other correct answers.
Right. Well, okay. Skyliner and monorail are
maybe
good.
Both. Maybe both.
I'm trying to think if there is a particular scenario where the bus is just like
no.
I mean,
the only time a bus is good is if you somehow end up to being the only people on it. That's the only time it's good.
Yes, when you get the whole bus to yourself, that is cool. I will say, actually, taking the bus from because I don't think that I actually need to check this for the next time I go is getting to like Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. It used to be you had to go to Disney Springs and then take the bus from there. I think they actually have. Maybe I'm wrong.
They have direct ones. They're doing. I think they changed that up a lot, but yeah, I think they have direct ones.
Yeah, but so to me that particular bus ride was always like special because it was like it wasn't going to like any of the other resorts. It was going specifically to like that one attraction. So that I think that for me that was the only time that like a bus was like this is like the best bus, and also like those buses were usually never busy either. So
yeah, no, that's true. Whatever. Anyway, it's I understand.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to bring that up because it was just a funny timing thing that happened that we happened to post a question about it, but also Disney is locking down people abusing transportation on property, which I find it amazing how many people think that like free transportation is like something you should be entitled to, because like in what city is, or I guess I shouldn't say there's no city where transportation is free. I think there is actually cities that I think it's mostly in Europe. I could be wrong, but there are cities that like offer free transportation, but I don't know of like anywhere else besides Disney where like you can just get on a bus and nobody like is like, where's your ticket? Or, why are you here? Right. Like it's, it's a crazy thing to think about, like that, it's a service that they were offering, but it's like, it is not actually free for everyone.
Well, and you don't want the alternative to fixing this, which is them charging for parking at Disney Springs. Like that's the only other way they fix this, right? Is
charging, or they start charging for the bus. Wouldn't that be crazy if you needed a Disney bus pass?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got my Disney bus pass.
They'd probably they'd sell the big merch out of those.
Oh yeah. You'd have the limited edition bus passes, and
I think it's basically what a Magic Band is. It's just a fancy bus pass.
Yeah, I could just imagine. But like, imagine if like outside of like if you weren't staying on property, it's like, well, I need to go and purchase a bus pass so I can get on the bus at Disney. Like that would be
crazy.
That would be wild.
Yeah,
like, well, can you imagine? Yeah,
that would be crazy. Yeah. Well, last but not least, Sir Trevor.
Yeah.
Toy Story 5 now out in theaters, which my brother-in-law saw today and said it was very good, and it's gotten fantastic reviews. I'm excited to go see this. We're going to drag my daughter to it. I say drag my daughter because she's surprisingly not really interested in this. I don't know. I feel like almost like at this point, I mean, obviously a lot of kids are really into Toy Story, but it also, this is a movie series that is so old now that it's just like, I think it maybe it's one of the first movies I remember seeing in the theaters. the original Toy Story. You know,
it's moving into the same space as like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's just been around forever. Is that, and it's just still,
it comes back from time to time, but it's just like, oh, like it's there, but you're not. It's not. It's just kind of an assumed IP, I guess is the best way to say it.
And it's always it's always kind of like reinventing itself a little bit, and it's always good. I mean, like, none of the movies have been bad, and like I've said, I saw some people say there's this new one is their favorite of all of them, which is a crazy thing to say, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't tell you.
The interesting thing is I've heard it, it does really bridge, because we've had the technology shift since Toy Story came out, where kids with tablets and stuff. It sounds like it does a good job of bridging that, which I think is interesting.
Yeah. Well, and plus Conan is in it. I'm a huge Conan fan, so my brother-in-law said Conan steals the movie. So
really,
yeah, that's what he said. So, and I love Conan. So, but because of this movie coming out, there's a whole bunch of Toy Story stuff going on in the parks, and one of them is a bullseye popcorn bucket, which just looks awesome.
Yes, it does. I mean. Yeah. It's what you would expect, I guess.
I like that the popcorn comes out of a saddle. So
you pop back the saddle and
popcorn.
I have to wonder if the legs are movable or not.
They look movable. They do. Yeah. They look movable, so it looks like you could. I mean, listen, that one popcorn bucket from Christmas, the Mickey Christmas tree truck thing, that was like, the lights turned on, the wheels worked on it. So I'm going to bet this is movable, because some of these are just basically like toys too. They're not just popcorn buckets or toys. And so this one's available now. It looks like just a big version of Bullseye. Like I said, popcorn goes in the saddle and is in his abdomen. Although, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like it holds a whole lot of popcorn, Trevor.
I mean, you're right. It looks like a very tiny popcorn bucket, but this is what they do. Sometimes they get a good one where it's like, there's a large hollowed out cavity for the popcorn, and sometimes it's more about the artistic choice of, it's Bullseye but a popcorn bucket, but you have to concede that you can't give it as much space as you would want to. So
we also have over at Disneyland, there's a Forky cake pop, which
is super obvious. Like
it is. Yeah, it's really
I'm
obvious.
like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But yeah,
although it feels a little I don't know, weird to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna eat Forky's head. Like it's like when you were a kid and
you eat Mickey Mouse's head.
Yeah,
whenever
it's true. But the Mickey Mouse bars don't have a face. They don't have eyeballs. I'm
gonna draw a smiley face on mine the next time I get one,
and then to feel weirder about it. Then there's a Pizza Planet macaron, right?
I like the Pizza Planet macaron. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's a rocket ship, and then there's a what the heck is this? Some sort of green.
This is
green drink of some sort.
Green Men Jetpack.
It's literally called the green drink.
Green drink. Sorry, I was looking at the sipper. Sorry.
Sipper of the aliens from Toy Story. So that's pretty cool. At Disney World, there's a what is this? A Jessie themed cheesecake, right? This is, although I don't see any. Where's the Jessie on this? There's just
or I guess it's. I think it's the belt buckle from Jessie.
Okay, is that what it is? Okay,
yeah, it's her belt buckle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have heard this movie is very Jessie centric, so that's what
interesting.
Yeah, so it's very much about Jessie. So
I do like the lily pad lunchbox tart or pop tart.
This is good. This is the new character, the tablet, right? I believe is the
it's called lily pad, I guess.
Yeah. So we got that tart. Although they don't say what the tart is, they just say it's a lily pad tart. So
does it matter? The Pop Tart. What do you?
I don't know. Is it good? Is it like lime? I mean,
I've never been disappointed with any Pop Tart that's been put in front of me, so I don't know that it matters what's in it. Like,
I'm not gonna. I enjoy the tarts over at Woody's Lunchbox. I've gotten a bunch of things there, and I actually do enjoy those things. And we've gotten them a bunch of times when we've been over there. Always a good option. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's.
So
I'm looking at the menu now just to see if it's on there.
Well, while you're looking for it, I'm going to start moving on to Hong Kong Disneyland, which again is showing us up so hard.
Yeah,
for
why do they do this to us?
Like, do you see these pizzas?
I do see the pizzas. Yes, that was the first thing my mind went to. Yeah,
like what is that? Are those blueberries?
I was just going to say, are the blueberries on the pizza?
Yeah.
My daughter puts blueberries on her pizza. She told me that, and I said, "You're a crazy person. Where did you get that from?" Like, what is it? Why are you putting blueberries on your pizza?
It's kind of the same vibe as putting pineapple on your pizza, I think, and I'm not against it.
I don't know. It feels different, but yeah, that's cool. I don't even know what that Slinky Dog thing is. Like, what the heck is that?
I thought it was like a sour gummy thing. Oh no, you know what it is? It's a spiral. Or no, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's like a spiral potato, maybe.
Oh, it's like a curly fry?
Yeah, you know when you do like the giant spiral potato and they deep fry it? Yeah, like that kind of thing, maybe.
It also looks like the Pixar ball is maybe one of those like chocolate things you smash open.
Yeah, it's got the mallet. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really give details about this. They just said Toy Story themed offerings,
which I think is so unfair because they're showing all this stuff in Disneyland and Disney World, and then they're like, and Hong Kong's got the really cool stuff.
They got some stuff,
but ignore all the cool stuff they're doing. Here's what we're doing. It's like
I saw that they're doing a Fort. Okay, you probably don't know this reference because you didn't see Turning Red, or did you see Turning Red?
Yeah, I've seen Turning Red.
Okay, yeah. So they're doing a Four-Town dance party at Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yeah, of course.
And my wife is obsessed with Four-Town, right? What'd you say?
I said, yeah, of course they are.
Of course they are. Yeah, but my wife is like loves like the fictional boy band in Turning Red, and she's like, really? I want a Four-Town dance party.
Well, you know the guy who like the singer for Four-Town is the same guy who did Happily Ever After, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fair. I can see why she was obsessed with it. It was yeah.
I mean, because it really. If you haven't seen that movie, go check that movie out because it really hits all the 90s vibes like pretty hard.
It does, and for me even more so is it's 90s and it's Canadian. So
there's also that. It does take place in Canada.
So they did. There is actually Timbits in the movie. So
that movie's great. Honestly, that's a really good movie.
And I put it up there with Scott Pilgrim for good Canadian movies.
Nice. Yeah, no,
using Canada as the backdrop of the movie, I guess.
It makes me sad that people don't know that movie as much because it like came out during the pandemic at a weird time, and like it's really good, and people should watch it because it is just a really, really well done movie, and it's so different than what they usually do. But anyway.
We're talking about Toy Story still.
Yeah. There's Disneyland Paris also has a bunch of stuff here too going on. There's like what are these things? They look like
donuts.
Are they donuts? Okay.
Yeah,
macarons.
Donuts, macarons.
Some sort of ice cream bar.
And the ice cream bar is kind of cool. I like the chest plate of Buzz Lightyear on it.
Yeah, the Buzz Lightyear chest plate on it. Yeah,
the Zurg burger. Actually, saying that out loud, a Zurg burger is actually very cool.
It looks really good, though. I don't know what's oozing out of that, but I want to eat it. That looks delicious.
And then, so we have that, and then the next one, I was trying to figure out what it was. It says it's called the Infinity and Beyond Eclair.
So they threw a piece of chocolate on top of it that looks like Buzz Lightyear's chest plate. Yeah,
and it's an eclair, which
it's cool.
Eclairs are good.
Yeah, we get that.
And then
what are these biscuits? Okay, so these are okay.
Yeah, Alien Piggy Bank and Forky biscuits and
cookies.
No, they're
for most of our audience. Yeah,
biscuits.
Yeah,
sound fancier.
Yeah, for most of the audience here. I know we actually do have some listeners in the UK, so apologies to you, but and in Europe, I guess. But these are
biscuits
cookies.
Are.
Yeah, these are cookies. And then there's also just some alien cookies too, which are pretty cool as well. And then Tokyo also has a cool pizza. It's pretty basic, but it's got a little bit of flair to it, I guess.
The stars on it are a nice touch.
Are those cheese? Is that what they're saying about this?
I guess it looks like.
It's this star-shaped cheese slices.
Yeah, star-shaped. Yeah. So again, like you don't need to do star-shaped cheese slices on your pizza, but I'm glad you're doing it.
I'm glad you're doing it. Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to, but thank you. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of like entertainment stuff going on. There's the new thing over at Diamond Horseshoe.
Yeah.
That Jesse's Roundup.
Jesse's Rip, Roar, and Review is what it's called, I think.
Yep. And
yeah,
then Hunk. Oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that's still a part of the Cool Kids Summer stuff. So I think that's like returning. Because I think we had it last year too. But
This is new. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Last year they like reopened Diamond Horseshoe and they had some stuff going on, but this is a new thing.
Right.
For Cool Kids Summer. Then Hong Kong Disneyland Resort has the Pixar's Pals Spectacular, which
my goodness.
I'm not gonna yell about drones. I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, I actually realized for a second I thought that was a firework that was in the shape of the Pixar ball, but I realized yes, you're right. It is drones. And it looks fantastic. It looks so cool. I don't know what filters they used on this photo, but like
it's awesome. Yeah.
The colors and everything are just like
it looks like there's blow ups on the roofs of Main Street too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they have because there's like Sadness and Mike Wazowski
Jack
stuff.
And Doug and the colors in this. Yeah.
I just want to go stand there. Like just stand there and take it in. Oh my goodness.
By the way, another interesting thing they have is they have a parade there called Pixar Water Play Street Party, where they're spraying people with water as it's going by, which I feel like is just needed in Florida. Spray everybody with water.
Why are you not doing that in Florida?
Like, I don't know. I
would be thrilled with getting sprayed with water in the middle of the day.
Just do it. It probably just evaporate in the heat before it even got to you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
just evaporate into the air. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, why are they not doing that elsewhere? I mean, though, you would also get the people that are like, I got sprayed with water and I would just want to watch the parade. Like, you'd have people complain.
Okay. Honestly, like you'd
have somebody slip on the wet ground and then sue Disney. That's what the problem.
These are the same people that wade through ankle high water during during surprise rainstorm. Yeah, come on.
I know. There's a couple other things going on too, like some of the drawing academies they have are switching to Toy Story characters. Mm-hmm. There's like a what is this? Disney poolside splash bash. That's so hard to say for me.
Poolside splash bash at Disneyland Resort Hotel.
Which, seems to just be like some trivia, and also it looks like Jesse, Bo Peep, and Woody show up and I don't know, dance and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a dance party, and I'm sure they'll do like little activities with the kids and stuff. I've seen various versions of this, not with Toy Story characters, but they love doing these kind of things at the pools, which is always nice. And again, great way to promote the movie.
This is a really long article. But there's some merch here too. I mean, there's some really cool interactive,
there's a cool little backpack with it's a claw machine backpack, which is that a Coco alien? Do you see what I'm looking?
Because it's got like a hood. It's got like maybe
it's Coco. Yeah,
it's a skeleton.
It's Miguel from Coco.
Okay. Did you haven't gotten to the creepy Woody and Buzz doll yet, have you?
The Buzz doll, the
Woody and Buzz,
the Buzz that's looking off into infinity.
Yeah, I'm actually really creeped out by these.
Yeah. The Woody is better. It doesn't.
It's the eyes that are creeping me out. I don't know what it is about the eyes.
Yeah, I think what it is, the eyes positioning on Woody is a little off. Buzz is just like terrified. Like I don't know what it is.
They move and stuff, and like they interact with you, and also apparently if you
that's so much worse.
If you put Buzz and Woody next to each other, they have like a full on conversation with each other.
Nope. Nope.
This is just a big old nope for me.
I want no part of that.
Yeah, I don't need robot uprising in my house.
I need to make another emoji for the Discord after this.
Of their faces. Yeah, that's a good call.
Not the Buzz or not the Woody one. Just the Buzz.
Yeah, because I'm good. Like I
think I'll call it like 1,000-yard stare or something like that.
Pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Infinity
stare.
I feel like this would be, like if I had one of these in my house, it would be like the ending sequence in Buzz's backyard. Like where he just like he's turned around and or Sid, I'm sorry. I said
Sid. Oh, yeah.
I meant Sid. Sorry.
We see everything.
Yeah. Well, no, he would just turn around and you would hear like Woody say like, "There's a snake in my boot." And he'd be like, "Where'd that come from?" Like, you know what I mean? I'd just be hanging out in my living room and I'd hear, "There's a snake in my boot." I'm like, "Wait a second."
Yeah,
where did that come from?
This is giving the same energy as Furbies with where they just like start talking randomly and
but creepier somehow.
Yeah. I don't like I'm sure it's better if they're interactive. Maybe it's like, when they're on, they have like maybe the eyelids close a little bit or it has like a little bit of emotion to it. It's just so
creepy.
Yeah. Like they're looking into my soul.
Does his mouth move when he talks? Because that would be even worse.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that. I'm watching a video of it right now as we're talking. I just want to see.
Oh my goodness!
What this thing does. Okay, cool. I want to see it move. What happened? It's less creepy in the video. I think it might be partly the picture.
Why did they pick these pictures then?
No, it's way less creepy in the video. And although his eyes are very okay, its mouth does move. Oh God. Why?
So somebody made a conscious choice with these pictures that they chose like the 1,000-yard stare.
Well, the other problem here, oh God, them talking to each other is even creepier. No.
But hey, but I thought that's what she wanted was like the dolls to come to life like they do in Toy Story.
Do I? I also notice as it's talking, it never blinks. That's a problem too. I know, blinking probably feels unnecessary, but I feel like it is.
Okay, so immediately looking at the picture that you just sent me here, Buzz's eyelids are slightly closed, which greatly changes the expression on his face.
It does, right? It's less creepy somehow. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's the eyelids. It just
watch the video of each other and go just skip ahead to like 27 seconds of the video.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, you just I'm sorry that I know no one can see what we're talking about here, but the animatronic Buzz speaking to the animatronic Woody is weird and creepy. And they move very jerkily too, which is like, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, these are these are giving like Small World.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah. This is like some Small World stuff.
I don't like this. I'm not a fan. Right. No, thank you.
Hey, well,
0 stars would not recommend. Yeah. So, I think that's it for this week, Trevor.
Let's wrap up, and we can talk about Halloween and what scares us next week.
I kind of just want to, like, if somebody were the Buzz Lightyear animatronic doll for Halloween, I think it would be the scariest costume of the year. That's all you got to do is be that. Just have dead eyes, and okay.
Yeah,
wrap it up.
I'm gonna have to hold on. I'm gonna have to make sure I get this photo so I can do something with it later.
Yeah,
I need to add it to the Discord server. But okay, so while I'm doing that, for anything that we talked about today on the show, if you have questions or you want to share your own trip reports or anything, you can always start by hitting us up at our email address, which is welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, welcomehomepodcast.co, and you can contact us through there. Or you can check out the other stuff on the website. We obviously have links to the episodes, which, you're already listening here, but we have links there, but also, links to the store and everything. If you want to find us on social media, you can find us on Facebook as Welcome Home Podcast. If you want to find us on YouTube, we're also Welcome Home Podcast. If you want to find us on Instagram, we are Welcome Home Pics on there. So you can find us on any social media platform. Like we said earlier, we have a Facebook group, Welcome Home Disney Waitlist, where we have, there's conversations about stuff we talked about. People share their own, their own Disney stuff. I love seeing, people have like cool Disney finds that they found that, like, because there's all kinds of Disney merch outside of the parks that we don't talk about, but I love when people share like their own Disney stuff, Disney experiences, Disney passion, so it's a great group for that. So make sure you check us out there. And, like I said, on the website, you can also find the store from the website, or you can go to store.welcomehomepodcast.co. Check out our different merch. And, if there's nothing that you like there, if there's something that you want to see us add to the store, drop us a line and, we can see what we can add to the store because we can do that. So, please check that out. And if you want to help support the show through Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/welcomehomepod and check out our different levels of Patreon support, which our Patreon supporters get an exclusive logo that you can't get anywhere else. And you also get access to the Discord server. Like we mentioned, we have lots of great discussions on there, and you can see the crazy emotes that we seem to be starting to collect from various Disney characters doing a 1,000-yard stare, because that seems to be the funniest thing to us.
Yeah.
I don't know
why it's hilarious, but it is.
But yeah, like I said, the Discord server is great because we have lots of great discussions, and there's also sometimes behind the scenes stuff. So you'll get little tidbits of stuff we're working on, or if we're working on something for the show, you can catch that stuff there. So please come check us out if you're looking for that kind of stuff. Last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or Amazon Music, I'll add that there just because that's actually a platform that people use, and they've been emailing me a bunch reminding me that they exist. You can leave us a 5-star review, and it just helps more people find the show. So let us show us you support the show just by leaving us a 5-star review. And you can also write us a review on iTunes and let us know what you think about the show. We love hearing that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Spotify, YouTube Music, just about any podcast app that's out there. You can find us and, just search for Welcome Home and all that fun stuff. Big thank you to our sponsor, DVC Rental Store, for sponsoring this episode, and Keyholder Vacations for, of course, sponsoring the show for as long as they have. They've been a great partner for a very, very long time. Even before Reflections was announced, they were sponsoring the show. So, which was a long time ago now. Anyway, join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion. Of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC. Do a house when we had a chair. How she can cuddle, it's no man's affair. I look around for all the home, found her in her sugar bowl.